we turn now to Governor and Nikki Haley supporter Chris Sununu, who joins us from Newfields, New Hampshire. Good to have you back with us.
You bet.
So, Governor, Donald Trump won New Hampshire's primary in 2016. It legitimized his campaign. It helped launch him to the presidency. He's leading again in the New Hampshire polls. So is this really just about Nikki Haley potentially coming in second place?
No, not at all. Look, I mean, the media has told the world that Donald Trump was going to win every state and run away with this. It wasn't even going to be a race. It obviously is a race. Nikki Haley is the only candidate surging in Iowa and in New Hampshire. The fact that if Nikki can post a strong second here, that's great, and we're going to do that. But now there's even a chance of kind of shattering the presumptions that Donald Trump's going to run away with this, and that happens right here in New Hampshire. She can challenge him to win this state, go into her home state with nearly a month of campaigning there. She knows how to win there, and that again just breaks down this assumption by the whole country that it's Trump's to be had. So by doing that, you kind of hit a reset, if you will, on the entire campaign narrative and put Nikki right at the top of the heap.
So you said recently that if your candidate doesn't win the nomination, you would still support the party nominee. But back in June, when you said you personally decided not to run for president, you said if Trump wins, Republicans will lose again. He didn't deliver on his promises to drain the swamp, secure the border, instill fiscal responsibility. He has numerous investigations. He's peddling conspiracy theories. So why do you no longer have such a strong conviction?
I absolutely do. Look,
but you would support him if he's the nominee.
I would support him, but yeah, I never said I wouldn't support him. We never said we wouldn't support the Republican nominee, but understand he's the weakest candidate to go up against Donald Trump. Yeah, but I didn't say I wasn't going to support him. Republicans are going to support him. This would be a nail-biter race come November. With Nikki Haley at the top, she wins by 10 points. It's a fundamentally different argument because you get the Senate, you get the House seats, you get the governorships, you get all the way down the ticket. The Republicans win. Donald Trump is simply the weakest candidate. And so, again, that's the opportunity that Nikki brings to the table.
Okay. I'm sorry, you're saying you would still support the weakest candidate even though it would hurt your party in down ballot races just to be consistent?
No, Margaret, we're talking about the general election here.
Yeah.
Trump versus Biden, right? You think I'm going to vote for Joe Biden? With what he's done to this country, with what he's done with inflation and crushed middle American families? I think Trump's the weakest nominee and would have a tough time beating Biden for sure. But we're going to support the Republican nominee. But at the end of the day, that's why Nikki Haley's surging. That's why so many people are getting behind. That's why, again, you can I tell the folks in Iowa and New Hampshire, you can sit on the couch and wait to see what happens, or you can go caucus for Nikki Haley in Iowa. You can make sure you vote in New Hampshire. The higher the voter turnout, the better chance there is of defeating Donald Trump. And that happens. Don't wait for a court case. Don't wait for external factors that aren't going to happen. That's going to happen at the ballot box. And that's the opportunity over the next 10 days to turn this entire narrative around that Trump's just going to run away with this thing. Nikki's the opportunity for the Republican Party.
So 2022 was the most dangerous year for overdoses in New Hampshire since 2017, which was the same year Donald Trump called your state a drug-infested den. What do you think on the serious matter of addiction in this country? What is happening in your state that has had addiction specifically now with fentanyl only continue to be a problem through these administrations?
Well, yeah, again, you're looking at small data. Since 2017, fentanyl-driven deaths in this country have exceeded 60% increase. We've gone down. We've actually gone down. And our numbers will be lower than 22 even again this year. So our model is actually breaking the national trends. Our model is one where we provide rural access to care. We're not just pumping more money into old systems. We've rebuilt our entire system around it. We used to be one of the number one, number two in terms of drug and fentanyl-driven deaths in the country. We're now around 23, 24. So again, we have a lot of work to do. The entire country does. But understand the entire country has skyrocketed where we've actually gone down and broken that mold. I think we have a terrific model here. It's working. It's going to take time. You then implement that around mental health services as well. You implement that around all the other services. The majority of services in this country are focused on the inner cities. It's wrong. It's not the best way to do it. You have to have that rural access to care, especially around fentanyl and overdoses and xylazine, all these other new drugs that are kind of coming onto the market. We've been on the forefront of that stuff.
Governor, we wish you luck with that. Thank you for your time this morning.